Is press button easy. So you would not even see my pants. You always sit way in front.
Hey guys, and
Mm-hmm.
happy holidays. Christmas is coming up really soon, and we just got done with Thanksgiving. I don't know about you guys, but we had a very simple Thanksgiving this year, and I quite liked it, but there's nothing like being with family, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So, today we wanted to have a chat in our tea and talks about the holidays because this is the time where, everybody is in the craze of getting gifts, which this year, I just have to say thank you to Google, thank you to the internet for allowing us to shop online because we pretty much did all of our shopping for Christmas this year online and it's all done, all taken care of, simple and pain free.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of people have a lot of negative things to say about the internet, but that is one way in which I am extremely thankful for the internet. It just helps you to keep things simple. And during the holidays, that's probably one of the best things that we can do is keep things simple.
Mm-hmm. I think any tool that you use, you can use it for positive and negative ways. So there's a lot of good things about the internet. There's a lot of bad things about the internet, where people spend insane amount of time watching internet movies or YouTube channels. So I mean, if you have the time, it's okay.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the time, it's available for you to do. But anything like, you can use a knife to cook, or you can use a knife to cut off your nose. So it's just
True.
it's how you use it, or you can stab someone with it.
How are you liking this tea, by the way?
I haven't tried it yet,
W-
and
We decided to have peppermint tea uh, in honor of the holidays. So to get into the mood, we
hmm
have our peppermint tea. And I like peppermint tea because it's just a really light flavor.
hmm
And usually I don't like tea because tea has such bitterness to it, but the peppermint just is really nice. And we get like an organic peppermint tea at Meyer because
hmm
my thoughts are like, why drink tea unless you're going to be drinking it organic because you're going to be drinking a lot of toxins with your tea. Maybe I'm a little hyped up about that, but I try to take taking care of my body seriously.
hmm
So, Sharona, I have a question for you. A lot of people, when it comes to the holidays, seem to have just a really difficult time with the holidays.
hmm
Some people have had relatives that have passed away, and so you have the memories of opening gifts with relatives who've passed away and who were there in years past. And then you also have maybe the difficulties of being with family and feeling like, you didn't live up to their standards or you didn't quite make it in life the way that they wanted you to. Or maybe you have really irritating family members to deal with. Um, and you just want to get out of there as soon as possible, yet you want to be with them because they're your family, and you end up in this twisted, confused kind of state when it comes to the holidays. Um, what are the holidays like for you, Sharona? Do you ever have any feelings of sort of like missing your family members that have passed on, or any sadness during the holidays?
No, I don't have any of these problems because, see, I think part of this reason comes up with, I always talk to Jessica about this. It's due to uh, low self-esteem and trying to meet expectations. Because if you live with somebody and you meet, you have a full relationship, you should not miss that person when that person is gone. I mean, like there are certain things, but a lot of the times there's like I could have, would have, should have, maybe I could have done that and that kind of stuff. That's why there's so much of a missing, or there's so much of a hole. And this happens due to insecurities. You are like, now how would I be perceived? Am I a bad person? Did I do enough for my grandparents when they were living? Oh my God, what did I do to this one? What did I do to that one? So it's a matter of like, there's so much that our society tells us that we should live by. And we talk all that crap about, like, I am independent, I am this, I want to have my way, my voice will be heard, and all kinds of stuff. But when it comes to the end of the day, you're like, oh, poor little insecure me, how would I be perceived? Right?
Yeah.
Because in reality, the simple test is, I was talking about this at a consciousness um, uh, meeting that I did. A lot of people, the simple test is like, look in the mirror. Do you like who you are? Do you like what that person has to offer you? Right? Not what you did before or what you're going to do, but right now. Look in the mirror and say, do you really like the way you look? Do you really like where are you at in your life? Right? It's something that I cannot tell you, or Jessica cannot tell you, or someone else, your mom and dad, but ask yourself, and then ask yourself, do I have these expectations because of someone else? Right? For example, if you look in your mirror and let's say your nose is large, small, pointed, or crooked, right? Is it because of you think that way, or is it because of somebody else says that way?
Yeah. Why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
And I think that's the shoulds and the should nots are a big part of what causes stress around the holidays.
Hmm.
We were at the gym the other day and we were talking with this woman in the sauna because we always meet interesting people and have interesting conversations in the sauna. And so we talked with her and we said, well, I think I said something like, I would rather just not even do the gift thing at Christmas personally. Like I just rather keep it simple because it's like a thing that's expected and then it's just I don't know, it just loses its joy. And she said, I'm the same way. I'm not a fussy person and I would just rather just not do the gift thing. Um and but I think like for most of us, I mean, there's no question of well, I guess what I'm trying to say is I think a lot of times in families, I would probably guarantee that about 9 times out of 10, everybody would probably just be like, "Yeah, let's just keep Christmas simple and not give gifts this year." But everybody does it and nobody questions it because it's just what you do.
Hmm.
And it's that groupthink mentality that we were talking about a couple weeks ago with Patrick Ayala. Um, but yeah, it's just like we do what's expected, and especially around the holidays because we don't want added stress
Hmm.
and all that.
Now, when I was growing up, I didn't know what these holidays mean. This is an American concept that I have embraced. We, when growing up in Sri Lanka, it was like Christmas time. It was like Vesak, which was like Buddha's birthday, right? Or like, like Eid Mubarak, which is the Muslim people's time,
Hmm.
right? But here it's so politically correct to the point that there are certain expectations, and you are even scared to tell somebody Merry Christmas or something like that. And in Sri Lanka,
Because somebody might be like,
yeah,
"Oh, I don't celebrate the
hmm,
birth of Christ. It's
yeah,
Happy Holidays."
exactly. But
Yeah.
in Sri Lanka, there's not a significant, I mean, there's a significant Muslim population, but most people are Buddhist and Hindu. But in the newspaper, they will put like Happy Eid Mubarak
Hmm.
for the Muslim people, Merry Christmas for Christmas people who are celebrating Christmas,
Hmm.
right? Happy Vesak for the Buddhist people, right? And nobody takes this like, I don't know about this, and that kind of
I don't know
stuff.
if I should say this or I
Yeah,
should say that.
because
Yeah.
it's so, to me, this is so weird.
This brings to mind something that our good friend Andy Zerbrug had said. We hold this mastermind group at our house each week, and this week we started straying a little off the topic, or perhaps on the topic, but we were talking about the holidays. And Andy, he's not a Christian, but he's very interested in philosophy and learning about different religions and stuff. But he said, it's very interesting that Christmas is a Christian's holiday. But when he said, when I look around, I just see people who they want to celebrate this holiday, but they're very stressed
And angry
and angry
and anxious.
and anxious and
Hmm.
people are cutting each other off on the road and pushing in line and trying to
Mhm.
get ahead of each other
Mhm.
and all this. And so he said, if you're going to have this holiday and celebrate it because you want to celebrate this holiday, then enjoy it. Like,
Because
this
it's
is your holiday.
yeah.
He said for himself, he really doesn't care too much about celebrating it. He's just like, it just is, you know.
Mhm.
But he's like, if this is your holiday, I mean, like,
Mhm.
enjoy it. Don't
Yeah.
be stressed out.
Yeah, because like if you claim this to be so important to you, right? Because most believe Christian people they celebrate this is the birth of Christ, right? It should be an event of celebration,
Mm-hmm.
not a shopping competition,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or who looks better, who doesn't look better, that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I understand the significance of giving gifts because the three wise men were giving gifts to Christ, so it's kind of like the thing. But this whole commercialized holiday festivities or whatever the heck it is, right? Is hard for a lot of people, and sometimes some people don't even have the finances
Mm-hmm.
or the
That's what
means
causes a lot of stress, I
or
think.
means to do it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not just the finances and means, the time,
Mm-hmm.
because you had to find the perfect gift. Is my aunt gonna like what I buy? Is this kid gonna like what I like? Right? So it's a battle, and then when you keep on having that noise in your head, it keeps like rolling in and in and in and in and in and in, more and more, right? And then you look at your bills, you're like, hey, I need to pay my electricity bill, right?
Yeah.
Because I had like 10,000 lights in my house and my electricity bill has doubled, right?
Well, Craigslist always gets so busy around this time because people are selling things that are used
Mm-hmm,
in order to get just a little bit of extra cash to pay for presents.
mm-hmm,
When, like, here again, probably 9 times out of 10, people don't actually want to be giving the gifts and giving the presents.
mm-hmm,
But what is something that we can do? I mean, I think it's really important to keep things simple,
mm-hmm.
but during the holidays, sometimes that's really difficult. What are some things that we can do to keep things simple? And we already mentioned shopping on the internet. Like, just take a couple hours, get on the internet, and just buy whatever you need on Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
and boom, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
But most people know that. What's something else?
Well, my think is like my thinking is like always, most problems that you have can be solved by asking questions. What we tend to do mostly is asking questions from other people, right?
So
So
ask
my
them from
solution,
yourself.
ask questions from yourself. What the hell are you doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what is this circus that you are participating in?
Mm-hmm.
You have been doing this for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you even like this circus that you are participating in, right? Do you even think this is like legit, right?
Right.
Ask those questions and ask simple questions like, can you afford that $100 gift? Can you afford to give 10 people gifts? Can you even do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And are you expecting too much from people, right? Ask these questions like, if you want like Nike and Adidas for Christmas, right? Do you really need this stuff, right? Or can you get away with something else? So ask these questions because sometimes what you expect from others, they're expecting the same from you,
Hmm.
right? So if you are expecting $300-400 worth of gifts, and sometimes people expect more, they want like a new car for Christmas, they need like a new furnace, like I don't know what it is, like not furnace, like a new fireplace, right? Vacation to a tropical place,
Mm-hmm.
right? All these things cost money, but the simple thing is like asking questions like, is this something that I can afford, or is this a burden that I want to put on somebody else,
Yes.
right?
And when you're purchasing presents, I mean, most of us are already in debt anyway.
Mm-hmm,
So, and most people are already in debt. So adding that is just definitely an extra expense. But
mm-hmm,
yeah, I don't know. This how like The previous holidays for me have always been very stressful. And I think part of the reason is just because I'm not just like the state that I was in. I
Hmm.
think a lot of insecurity about, have I done what have I done with my life and have I lived up to expectation and
Hmm.
and is the way that I'm living acceptable to my family and for me those are legitimate questions because of the nature of things. But I think a lot of people deal with that.
Oh, yes.
I think a lot of
Hmm.
people are just like it's so stressful because of that reason.
Hmm.
And not till I really started, I mean, this year has kind of been a game changer for me in a lot of ways, helping me to gain confidence and true value and worth in who I am and understand that in a deeper level. And I'm not as stressed, thinking about going to visit during the holidays and, thinking like, well, I'm not sure how, sometimes they treat me weird. Why did they do that? What do I say when they say this? It makes me feel so uncomfortable. I don't have those thoughts.
Hmm.
I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm getting ready for this. I'm going to enjoy this and that's it. And I know my boundaries well and I think if you don't have that, it can be so difficult.
I think the problem is not just asking questions, asking the right questions, not the wrong questions.
Okay.
Now, most of the time, our daily life is so busy. We get up in the morning, we eat breakfast, or sometimes some people don't, have a cup of coffee, and then you grind, and then you have something during the day, like an energy drink or something, and then you continue the day, and then, you watch some TV or something, you go to bed, right? Sometimes around the Christmas time or what you call the holidays, you have some time to think, right? So you stop from your grind and you ask the wrong questions. The wrong questions, who, like, I think what this happens because, like, most people pretty much know, and this is not a scientific study, this is my observation. Most people know that their life is absolutely miserable. It has so much sorrow, pain, anxiety, anger, frustration, monotonous. It's just like terrible, right? That's the truth. In my opinion, that's what I have seen. So, what they see is like, can I make a difference during these holidays? Can I change this monotonous life, right? Can I make a difference in somebody else's life? Can they make a difference in my life? But people approach this in the wrong way because, like, we start this with kids. When they misbehave, we 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 buy them gifts to kind of control them or calm it down, right? Or we buy them ice cream or some reward so that we cannot get the desired we want we don't we to get our desired action
Reward or punishment.
punishment. But what if we ask the right questions, right? This Christmas. So these are my opinions again. Right questions is, what's wrong with me? Why how come I don't like myself? Am I too fat? Am I too unhealthy? Or is my finances are bad, right? Am I doing a job that I like? Do I like the people that I work with? Do I like the people that I associate with, right? And how do I make adjustments?
Mhm.
Not in one day, right? How do I make adjustments to get out of this hell state that I'm in,
Yeah.
right? So I think those are the right questions. So just look at yourself and spend some time in and think about, like, is it worth for me to be in this state
Yeah.
for the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years until I die? Am I going to take this into my grave, right? Or buying things, the iPad that I'm buying, the
And
latest version
not
of the
only the
Samsung
iPad that you're
phone.
buying, but all of us, like family members coming together.
Hmm.
If they, especially if they don't have kids yet, it's
Hmm.
like everybody's coming together and is on their phone.
Hmm.
There's no conversation going on.
Hmm.
Maybe this Christmas do things different.
Hmm.
Leave your phone somewhere else
Hmm.
and like have a conversation.
Yeah,
with some people.
my thing is like have a conversation with the people that are closest to you, right?
Right.
Your children, your spouse, maybe your brother, maybe your mother, right? And finally have a conversation
Yeah.
with them.
Because
And
the holidays are like a perfect time
mhm,
because the way I see it is like all throughout the year, we're a hamster in a wheel and we
mhm,
just go around and around and around and around. And there's no break from being in that wheel,
mhm,
except on the holidays or on the weekends.
mhm,
And so in the Bible, God commands a Sabbath day for a rest. So
mhm,
one day a week you rest. And
mhm,
I believe
mhm,
it's because of the reason for this is because we're a hamster in a wheel and we need to stop.
mhm,
Otherwise, we get so attached to doing, 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 we forget to be.
mhm.
And so the holidays are another great time to just stop everything that you're doing and stop the whole list of things that have to get done. And you know what? Just be like, hey, if the family comes over and my carpets aren't clean and my bathrooms aren't clean, so what this year?
Yeah,
Like,
because it's about the family and the relationships, right? So let's say your house is in mint shape, your fireplace is super clean, right? You have a brand new car, your microwave oven is new, and your house is decorated with the brand new TV. But if you cannot get along with your mother, if you cannot get along with your children, spouse, what are those material things for?
yeah,
It's, I mean, think about it, right?
yeah,
How stupid is that? They come in, now you worked your butt off for 2 weeks to clean that house, right? And then you bought the latest gadgets to impress your friends, relatives, and whoever, right? And then everything is clean. You cook the perfect meal that you can possibly cook, right? But everybody's looking at each other unhappy
yeah. Or looking at their phones.
or looking at their phones because they don't even want to interact because,
Hmm.
okay, now all the expectations are met. House is clean, is arranged, the floors are clean. I have the 100-inch TV, right? I have the latest iPhone or Samsung or whatever, right? Now everything is good. But where is that happiness? Where is that content? As human, we need to connect with each other. We need to nourish each other, right? Where is that,
Yeah.
right? Does that hug that you give, is that a commercialized hug or is that a really good hug? When you say like, oh, it's so good to see you, is it that, or I hope that person will like what I cooked, right? I hope there's nothing bad in my house, right? Are you the person who's yelling at your kid because everything is perfect and the kid just moved it around and then now you're so mad because everything that you worked for is done, right? So think about these kind of things, right? And then like you're busting your butt for what? Is it for enjoyment or is it for expectations?
Yeah. I think I don't want to demonize things either on the other side of things, just to
Hmm.
say like I'm personally not the kind of person that would say, everybody should not be giving gifts. It's too commercialized and we're missing the whole meaning of Christmas. I wouldn't say that. I love the idea of giving gifts, even though I personally don't really care about it, but the idea of it is pretty cool because it helps you one time of year to feel like your basket is full.
Hmm.
And I think most of us don't feel that throughout the year because we're trying to survive. We're trying to pay the bills and so forth. But one time a year, you can feel like you're full inside.
There's abundance.
The abundance that
Hmm.
you should be living in every day, that we should be living in every
Yeah.
day. So it's a great way to sort of align with that. Once you feel that feeling, take it and milk it. I'm like a big proponent of like milk what you have for all it's worth.
Mhm.
So go outside, sometime maybe during the holidays when you're with your family and just sit outside or stand outside and look at the sky and just listen and be still and thank God or if you don't believe in God, just thank the universe, or thank whatever's out there,
Or thank your neighbors or whoever you like
your
to.
name, or thank yourself for, showing up for yourself, and
Hmm.
whatever you have to be thankful for performing this year in work or whatever.
Hmm.
um but just be grateful for, just, I just feel great. Just say that in your mind whenever you just feel good inside. Milk it, be like, I feel so good, I just feel so full inside, I'm just feeling great. And the more you say that to yourself, you're going to propel yourself quickly down a river. It's like going downstream. You're just going to go quickly towards this place where you begin to attract more abundance into your life. So there's a Bible verse that says, to him who has will be given more,
Hmm.
but to him who has not, even what he has will be taken. That seems unfair, right? If
Hmm.
somebody doesn't have anything, why should it be taken away?
Hmm.
But if somebody, but that's how the universe works. That's how things work in life.
Hmm.
When you have, and you have, and you appreciate what you have and nurture what you have, then you're given more.
Yeah, because it's a mindset. If you have a car, let's say you have a 6-year-old car, and if you're complaining, whining, and that kind of stuff, why would you think that you would appreciate a car that's 2 more years newer, right? Or if you can't even handle the perfect ice cream you had or the nicest person that you met in years, if you can appreciate that, why would you have more? You don't even deserve it because you are complaining. Whatever the situation that you are in, someplace else, someone else has it worse. They wish, like, there are billions of people around the world. Their dream is to come to United States. Some of those people, they can't even, like, there's no way that they can come. They don't even try, right? There are very few people who try because it's not even possible to make it here,
Yeah.
right? But yet people here, they're like, oh my God, I don't like my president. I don't like the president that I used to have. I don't like this guy, my congressman, and that kind of stuff. But look at the stuff that you have, right? Look at the living conditions. Look at the cleanliness of the water. Look at the cleanliness of the food that you eat. Like people can tell me that it's processed food and that kind of stuff. Yes, it is, but you do have an option to get food that are not processed, right? A lot of people around the world, they don't have that option. I know that because I'm coming from a place like where people don't have money.
Yeah.
I mean, we always tend to think that, oh, my family had money, I could buy this and that. But what about all the people who did not have it,
Yeah.
right? And those people, for them to break through that cycle is literally impossible, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I heard from oh, I believe it's 211 or 311, um, the day before Christmas is when people commit suicide the most
Are
for
you
you.
serious?
Yes, because the number
Wow.
one, so there's like Toys for Tots, and there's so many programs here in Fort Wayne to handle that issue. Because the day before Christmas, they are feeling absolutely terrible. They're like, whoa, the lights are there. It's like people are celebrating.
But look what I have. I don't have
I don't
anything.
have, I don't even have $2 to buy my kids candy, right? I don't even know where my meal is coming from.
Man, that's rough.
That's really rough. So there are lots of organizations in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Thank you, God,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and people in Fort Wayne, um, to rectify those situations
And the
and
thing is like, no,
help.
no matter what level we're at, no matter how little we think we have, there's always going to be somebody who has less. I mean, we hear that a lot. It's probably oversaid, but
Mhm. Or more.
less or more, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's important to stop wherever you're at and just be thankful, And I think the holidays are like this great opportunity to just stop all the noise. It's just like, just stop the noise and realize what is most important. Christmas is, the theme of Christmas is always like, believe or hope or peace, but it's also like, what's most important to you? And family, of course, is going to be near the top, if not the first.
Mhm.
of what's important. But I think, like you said, asking yourselves the right questions, because this is our opportunity. The holidays are an opportunity to just realign with what it is that you want, and then you're looking towards the new year. What do you want to be, and what do you want to be in the new year, and what do you want your life to look like,
Yeah,
and are you okay with what your life looks like?
exactly, because before you decide to change you, ask the question about where you are. Do you like what's going on? Is this making you happy?
Hmm.
Or are you living into someone else's expectations?
Are you saying to yourself,
Hmm.
there's got to be more to life than this? If
Yes.
that's what you're saying, then that means there is more to life for you to
Yeah.
discover.
But is this more to life is based on your neighbor's brand new car or the new restaurant that came into your neighborhood and all your neighbors are going and you can't go, right? So think about, like, let your brain, you have this brain, this incredible thing that's a gift to you, right? Utilize that. It's very good for you. I mean, a lot of people, like, some people, they're brain dead, so they can't even think, right? So before you get to that state, think about it, like, is this what I'm doing? Am I finding peace? Am I
Yes.
finding rest in my decisions, right?
Hmm.
How is this affecting for people that I like and love, even people that you don't like? Because sometimes we think like we only have to be good to people that we like, right? But let's say someone cuts in front of you and you get really, really mad. I mean, it happens to me. I do it, and then I will have a reactionary situation. That person might be thinking, oh my God, how am I going to buy Christmas presents? He might go crazy and go and shoot some people, right? So even the people that you don't like, that are bothering you, think about the things that you're doing and how it may affect you. Because this is a time that you can slow down
Yeah.
and breathe, right? I know everybody needs to eat good stuff and that kind of stuff, like, but think about it, right? How am I doing with my children?
Yeah. Reassess.
Reassess, how am I doing with my spouse,
Hmm.
right? The co-workers that I work with and the people that care about me, do I really care about them? That doesn't mean that you have to meet the expectations, but are you good with those people, right? And the most important thing to me is, like, be honest, right? Are you lying to these people, right? Are you telling the truth, right? What is it that you're hiding? Those things, they explode,
Yeah.
right? And say, like, the stuff that I'm talking about, these people, about whether they're short, their religious beliefs, can you tell that in front of those people's faces, right? Or is it gossiping, right? Because to me, gossip is like, you talk about stuff, but if the person is right in front of you, you won't be able to do it, right?
Um,
So we're going on a tangent, but
so
the point is
yeah,
the gratitude.
and the gratitude and the asking questions is, I love what you said there. And so we're gonna wrap things up. But I'm curious how it is for you. How are the holidays for you? Are they difficult, or do you breeze through them? Do you have a very efficient way of keeping things simple at the holidays? Or are they a little bit more complex than you would like them to be? What are you going to do this holiday to keep things simple? Let us know in the comments below. And and I hope you have a really happy holidays. I mean, we'll be checking in every Sunday at 2 o'clock for Tea and Talks like normal, but just keep things simple
Hmm.
and ask the right questions. Ask yourself what's going on and where you're at, um, and what you can do to get more aligned with the kind of life that you want, and just being who you are and enjoying that. So my theme for this Christmas is just to enjoy. This is the first year that you and I have actually we've received our gifts early, put them under the tree, and made our tree look like full and abundant, right?
Hmm.
Normally we're just like, let's just get it last minute. We don't put up any decorations. And both you and I are like that. But
Hmm.
this year there's something really nice about just feeling like we have so much to be thankful for.
It's paid for
Yeah,
without credit cards.
right?
The gifts are already purchased and it's all ready to go, right? And we are celebrating our thing a little bit early uh, due to some travel and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm visiting my family and I am so excited. All my two nephews and my niece are going to be there and they're so tiny still.
mhm.
They're in this beautiful stage of childhood and I love it. My favorite age is those young like 1 to 2 years old and 0 to 2 years old. So, yeah, I am so excited.
And they are adorable kids. So this Christmas, Jessica, instead of being stressed about what's going on and expectations,
Mhm.
you can enjoy your nephews and nieces,
Yes, I can enjoy my nephews and
and
nieces.
then be good to your brothers and your sister-in-laws.
Right. And
Bec-
this year, I'm so thankful because, like I said to you, I've been on such a journey of, finding myself really and just coming into my worth, my value, and just being confident in who I am. This year has been really great for that. And so I'm excited
Mhm.
and I am looking forward. And most importantly, instead of going there to feeling like I have to say the right things and do the right things, I'm going there with open ears to listen to the other people that are there and to just connect, you know?
Mhm.
And you can do that when you feel like you have something in you that's of value and you're confident, you
Mhm.
know?
And in the future, we are going to talk about something very cool, how Jessica got there to that point,
Little by little.
little by little, and
Yeah.
also how exercising has helped Jessica tremendously, the physical self.
Yep. The,
How,
how the physical has affected mental, emotional.
mhm,
That's going to be in probably a couple weeks. We'll explore that.
yes, but it's coming.
Yep.
It's coming before the new year.
Or
So,
maybe we'll do it on the new year when the gym is packed full of people. We'll just
yes,
sit in there with the
right.
camera and be like,
Mhm,
we just got done exercising. We couldn't find a spot,
mhm,
but we finally did after waiting for a
mhm,
while. Because everybody's going to be in there like after New Year's Day.
mhm. So, anyway, enjoy your festive season. I don't
Yes.
like to call it holidays. I don't like to call it Christmas because when I was growing up in Sri Lanka, this was a festive season. People in Sri Lanka enjoy this time. We visit our relatives. We take cakes, puddings, different kinds of dishes to our neighbors. They bring these things back to us, and we have talks. We have a good time in Sri Lanka. I don't know if it's still the same, whether if it's still now it's Americanized and everybody buys gifts and say like, okay, my job is done. I bought you a gift, right? But what we were used to is like it was pretty cool because my neighbors say like, son, you know that cake that you like, I made it, right? That ribs that you liked, I barbecued it for you, right? So people had to pay attention to know what you like.
Yeah.
It's not just giving a gift and like, okay, here's your gift, right?
Hmm.
And we did the same. My mother was like, that our neighbor, they really like that roasted chicken that
Hmm.
we cook in the oven,
So
right?
let's make that.
Let's make that. Or
Yeah,
like
like
the Yule, get
get excited,
excited
like
and get people involved,
there's
right?
a woman that went to the church or she still goes to the church that I grew up in and her name is Tina. Tina, if you're watching, this is about you right now. She always gets when she gets gifts for people, she does it with so much excitement. Like she'll buy like something that she thinks is just awesome that people don't typically give, right?
Hmm.
Or she'll be like, now chocolate eclair dessert. How many times do you have a chocolate eclair cake dessert? Like that's just, I mean, awesome, right? So she goes out, she gets all the stuff, she brings it over. You can see the light in her eyes. She's so excited, and then you get excited because you're looking at her because she's excited. So get excited this holiday.
Hmm.
Make something fun,
Hmm.
enjoy the process, and enjoy taking it to your neighbor
Yeah, but I have one warning.
or your friend.
Get what they like, not what you think you like, right?
Yes.
Don't make the cake that you like or the pudding that you like and give it to the people. They may hate it, right? Like if you like gluten-free stuff, don't make the gluten-free stuff for people who does not have that problem,
Right.
right? They may not like it. So don't make it your thing. Find out what they like, right? If they like mango juice, give them mango juice. Don't
Right.
give them orange juice because you like orange juice.
Right.
Keep it
And
very
they might
simple.
be diabetic.
Yeah.
Probably just about everybody over 45, I feel like in the US is diabetic, so
Hmm.
be careful. But anyway,
Yeah.
enjoy
So
your holiday, stay safe on the road,
hmm
and
enjoy the festive season
enjoy the festive season.
and celebrate
Celebrate
and be
with a
happy
tea.
with the tea, coffee. I don't care what you drink, right? As long as you don't get arrested, though it's illegal, pay attention.
I'll be coming out with a blog post soon about this topic and sort of just my journey through previous holidays to now and the feelings that are different and the happiness that's there and things like that. So that's going to be released. Make sure you go to my Facebook page, which is Go Clear the Noise, and like the page, follow, and then you'll see any blog post updates. So that's it for now. You guys enjoy your day, and we'll see you next week at 2 p.m. on Sunday.